record this because a couple people wanted that. I'm going to go quickly and post in the Facebook group and just be like, hey, remember, we're doing this demo. So that people don't miss out. Okay, great. Okay, how are you guys doing? It's Tuesday. Feels like Friday. Pam,
What does it look like? Look like you had quite a few people that responded to your request.
Yeah, that's okay. That's why I'm going to record it, and then we will probably upload it to a like YouTube channel, and then people can just watch it whenever. And I still plan on doing these more. Today, I'm going to show you guys Seismic mostly from the administrative side of things. The client side of things is much simpler. There's fewer features intentionally. When a user is using a software, the software, the more features that there are, the more complex it becomes and the less people enjoy using it. So there's a balance between increasing the number of features to make it useful for people and then also not having too many features that it becomes just not usable or it becomes unenjoyable. Like the user experience is just not great. So on the administrative side of things, though, it's a very different story. There's lots of features. There's lots of different ways to use it. It is a big software in terms of there's a lot going on to make sure that the administrative burden is not on the coach or the business that's using the software. We take care of all of payments. We house all coach-client communications. There's a lot of different abilities to do different things. And I'm going to cover most of the important things today and then give you guys an opportunity to ask questions. I also want to say that this is my second time doing this, I think. So this is just as much a learning experience for me as it is going to be for you guys. And the more questions that you ask, the more helpful this is to me. And the more that I can see, okay, they want to see this. It helps me when I do this again to bring that up sooner and just create a better demo experience. So that please ask. I'll give you guys opportunities to ask questions. It's gonna be mostly me talking and going through things. If you want me to stop talking and ask a question in the middle, please just unmute yourself and be like, hey, I have a question. Interrupt me. There's like no point. Is it like not okay for you to interrupt me? I would really appreciate it if you did and be grateful for it. So if you want me to be grateful for you, interrupt me and ask me a question. And yeah, so I'm going to get right into it because, sorry, Pam, I think you're muted. So you can unmute yourself if you want to, you got to unmute yourself and then interrupt me. You got something?
There we go.
Yeah.
I can never remember how to raise my hand without, to go to myself on the list.
Yeah. So you go to participants, you click
at
the bottom, and then in the bottom right, you'll see a little button that says more.
Okay.
And then it should say raise hand. It should say something there, right? It says raise hand. You go to participants, there's like 3 gray buttons on the bottom.
You want banana?
Oh, there we go.
Yes. You want to test it out?
Okay, I see it now.
See it? You want to test it out to see that I can see you raise your hand? Yes, you did it. Yeah, got it. Got it. Awesome. Cool. So I'm going to start. Let me know when you can see my screen. You can see it? Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Cool. So This is the Seismic admin dashboard. So the only person that's going to see a dashboard like this is going to be anybody who has administrative rights in a business. So if you have a nutrition business that has more than one coach, some of the coaches would not necessarily see this view. So they would come into the software and they would see just the coaching dashboard, which I'll go over that. This is the administrative dashboard. People can have multiple roles within the software. So I have the system admin, so the admin of all the admins, as well as the admin of Working Against Gravity. And I'm also a coach. So I have multiple dashboards that I can toggle within the software. But right now I'm just talking about the admin dashboard. And from here, all of our like identifiers are blurred out, like people's names, people's photos and things, just to give me the ability to do this demo. So here is, you're going to see a quick view of like generally important information. So this is total clients. Over here is incoming clients, meaning people that have paid but have not yet finished their questionnaire, which gives us an opportunity to catch people that can get stuck in that loop, which really stinks for someone to pay and then they wait 4 weeks to finish their questionnaire, but they've paid. So we want them to be getting a service as soon as possible. So it gives us an opportunity there. This is the number of coaches that you have within your business. And then escalations is something completely different that I'll go over when I get through the main dashboard first. Here are just some like quick things that a lot of people use. So here is help. If you have any technical questions, same for like with the client view. If you click and you need support, like the software's not working properly, you have a question, there's a bug, we really, really, really need people to use the support button, because a software this big with this many people using it, things break, and we need this is how you contact our support team that helps to resolve any issues. Here is to certify a coach. If you want to add another coach to your business, you'd click this. And then this right here is the business blueprint. So the business blueprint is what, if you use Seismic as a software for your business, you get access to all of our resources for how we run Working Against Gravity. So marketing, we give you guys a year's worth of email that you can use that copy to put in your own email system, social media posts, different ways to do like an autoresponder for your info box, or boundaries to have around certain clients. When do you do refunds? When do you not do refunds? Just a lot of information about how to run a business is going to come in that. As well as more marketing information, how to market yourself, how to get clients, that type of stuff. So it's a whole course and booklet with information that you get for being part of this software. You can use it or not if you want to. And then these are just tutorials on how to use the software. So videos of specific features on how to use them. Over here is going to be our coaches. This is all of the coaches in Working Against Gravity. So I have view all. I'm going to go to view all just so you can see something that is a theme throughout the whole software. So we have a number of coaches, and then over here is going to be the number of clients that the coach has. And what you can't see because it's blurred out is it's a number over another number. So a coach is going to set their capacity. That's going to be the bottom fraction of the fraction. What's the bottom of the fraction called? I don't even remember. Does anybody know? You don't have to unmute yourself to tell me. A denominator. Denominator. Yes. The denominator. So there's going to be their capacity, and then there's going to be a number out of their capacity that they actually have. So all of the things within Seismic are color coded. Color coded from red all the way to green. This one uses blue, but it's green everywhere else. Red means like stop, and green means go. So red would mean like they're approaching, they're absolutely at capacity and they cannot handle any more clients. Yellow is like slow down, they're like nearing capacity. Blue in this scenario, which is green everywhere else, means that there's lots of room for this person. When I go to the coach's view, you're going to see, like, if someone has a new client, it's going to show how long ago that new client was assigned to them. It's going to be green if it was really recent, but if it's close to 24 hours, it's going to be red. And that's meant to, as a coach, for you to see where you need to prioritize your attention. So anything that's getting closer to orange or red means it requires your attention because it's getting close to 24 hours since that either that message has been sent to you or the check-in has been sent to you or the client's been assigned. And everything we do is on a 24-hour clock. So you can see from this view how many, and of course, right now is when someone's blowing leaves right outside my house. So I apologize for the noise. Um, and so this is how many check-ins are open right now for this particular coach. So they have 14 check-ins that need to be responded. And it helps us do like an overview of like what's going on in the business right now, how many clients need to be responded to. And then what's cool about it is that like over here, these are substitute coaches. So it's actually a bug in the software, but I can illustrate for you what is happening where there's 2 messages right here. And the fact that there's a 2 red means that there's 2 outside of the 24-hour rule. So if a check-in was sitting on someone's dashboard for longer than 24 hours, it would turn into a little red number right here, and it would bump up to the top of the list, and it would notify all of our admins that this, like, there's a check-in here that needs to be responded to, like, emergency. And this is like our macro emergencies. So it helps us maintain a certain level of quality. It helps us keep coaches accountable. And the same is going to happen for messages as well. But as you can see here, like these are not coaches, like they don't have any clients. These are substitute coaches that cover for, so it's like a bug, their client account has a message. So yeah, so that helps us from an overview see, okay, within 24 hours, everything needs to be responded to. If anything hasn't, it's going to pop up on the dashboard. We can also see if these clients have any new clients, like a new program that needs to be created. And if that's also within the outside of the 24 hours, it'll have a little red button here as well. And then we can also see like when somebody has last logged in to their account. That's just like another cool thing that we can look at. I'm going to go back to the dashboard. Yes, so I wish we don't have any like brand new clients. We have a couple incoming clients, but we don't have any people that have finished their questionnaire that need to be assigned to a coach, but that would pop up over here. This is live data, which is why I can't like always control exactly how it's going to look. But right here would be in between, like above coaches would be clients that need assignment. And it would be a new client that has already finished their questionnaire. It would tell us how long ago they've completed it. And then there would be these 3 little buttons over here. And from there, you could click into it. You'd be able to see their questionnaire, and there'd be a little drop-down menu that allows you to assign them to whichever coach it is that you're interested in assigning them to. What's really cool about that page, which hopefully by the end of this, there will be somebody that pops up there. On the drop-down menu, what comes up is each coach's capacity. So it'll show you there on that page, which coaches have space, which coaches don't have space. And then also if they've been a client in the past, there's a notes section, which I'm going to get into in a second. It follows them throughout all of history and lifetime. So if this person's been a client before, you can look at the notes and you can see, okay, they worked with this coach, they did really well. This is what they struggled with. And then you can think, okay, I have a coach that's really great to work with this person, which is really cool. And that is this main dashboard section. Is there any questions before I go into the next pieces? Is there any questions that come up just from this page? No? Okay, cool. Awesome. So something that also helps us is that we have an impersonation feature. So I can go in and impersonate myself as any of these coaches. So I have the coach right here that has 16 check-ins waiting and 16 and 4 messages. And I can go and I can impersonate as this coach. So I'm viewing as this coach right now, and I can see how many check-ins they have, as well as like I can go and look at their messages. I see that she has those 4 messages. And I'm impersonating as them. But if I did actually respond to their check-ins, it would show that I'm responding. It wouldn't show like this is Ashley, her account. It wouldn't show like Ashley is saying this, but I'm actually saying it. It's pretty like it knows that I'm the one who's typing. So if, let's say, Ashley got sick or something like that happened last minute, I could go in there and I could just start responding for things for her, which I think is really cool. These are the check-ins that she has waiting for her. She doesn't have any new clients, but I will find a coach that has new clients so you guys can see that. But here you see the color coding. So here it's green. It was submitted 1 hour ago. Green means like you have lots of time. Don't rush. Don't be panicked. And then as you get up here, you can see that this was submitted 17 hours ago. It's getting closer to that red, which would be 24 hours. She has until 9:30, and she can schedule her time that way. Okay, I see. She probably could have like left it last night and been like, oh, okay, I know I'm caught up until 9:30. I don't have to look at it until tomorrow, 9:30, because of that 24-hour rule. It helps people really schedule their time. And then if I wanted to respond to this check-in, I would just click these 3 dots right here. And it's going to load at some point. And it's going to, this is where it's kind of like the magic happens. So you have, this is this client's 55th check-in. So they've been checking in for over a year. It's once a week. And then it tells you when their account, this person must have been like a resubscribe. So they must have like already been a client and they've come back. So, cause it says they created their account on January 12th of 2021, which is this year. And then here you have photos. There's also a photo compare tool, which I can like pull up this person's photos and then I can compare, last or their 25th one to the one now. I can go to their original one to their most recent, and I can also spin their photos. So I can like look from week to week to see if I want to look at changes from last week to this week, from the beginning to this week. It gives you like a cool opportunity to compare. And then here we use the color coding again. So this is mood, energy, stress, and hunger. I use this as like, if it's red, I take a second and pause, like, whoa, something's going on with this person. If it's all green, like their mood is great, energy super high, they're low stress, low hunger. Is like, it can give you an indication as to like what you're preparing yourself for. And all of our features were intentionally created to maximize the efficiency of a coach and for a coach to be able to focus on just coaching, like providing the highest quality coaching possible. So in this case, I might be like, okay, it was like, it seems like a so-so week. And then I can use that to prepare myself as I look for more information. This is going to be their measurements for this week. If you see no numbers here, where you see like numbers here, there was no change. So it means that this was just the same. Related events is pretty cool. What's going to pop up here is going to be any events that happened within the past 2 weeks or any events that are happening in the future 2 weeks. And that's what's going to pop up here. And then this button allows me to view their whole calendar. But this is really great for if someone's going on vacation or if someone has a birthday or if somebody has an event that's really important to them, like a wedding or a photo shoot or a competition for an athlete. You can see, okay, in 2 weeks they have a competition. It can help you strategize what type of nutrition advice you're going to give them. Or they're going on vacation. You can point out ask them about, what type of preparation do we need to do to help you be the most successful on your vacation. And this information follows the client wherever they go. So if you're messaging them, which is a different screen, it's going to show you that information. And this just like really keeps you up to date with each person. So you don't have to like store all that information in your brain or even store it somewhere else. It's all stored in this one page. As I scroll down, I can see that there was like there's immediately going to display what the weight change was for this person. So an increase of 0.8 pounds on average from last week to this week. And then you can see what's really cool for this client is this is their target calories. And it shows you that they like actually they pretty much nailed it. They're 99% or 100% on their nutrition for this week. So you see the black numbers versus the red numbers. The red numbers mean that they were outside of the range of compliance. So the range of compliance is plus and minus 5 on protein and carbs, and then plus and minus 2 on fat. And this is like yellow for like slightly over, red for like a little bit further over or under. So it's going to show you that this is like, it's pulling from the information from MyFitnessPal. This here shows that this information is being imported from MyFitnessPal, which is, this is just today. So it's not fully up to date. What's cool about this is that if I want to see, okay, let's say this was completely over, I just want to go look at what type of food choices are they actually making. I can go into their MyFitnessPal. So I can click any day, I can click that little blue cloud, and it opens up a new screen, and it's going to show me what their MyFitnessPal diary actually says that they've eaten that day. And it's all within this one page. You don't have to like go anywhere else for that. Okay, and then here it shows me if they trained, if they worked out, so they can mark that they've worked out that day. We also have a bunch of metrics that would come up here, like we have opportunities to log hydration, sleep, mood, energy, stress, hunger for each day, as well as if they ate out at a restaurant, or if they I think it's just ate, or alcoholic beverages, if they drink alcohol. And you can also turn those things on and off, which I'm going to show you in a second, depending on, let's say you don't want people tracking their macros at all, you can turn that off. And so they won't even see it on their side, but I'll show you that in 1 second. So as we go down here, what's cool here is this is what the coach wrote last week. So this is their, just to give you a refresher, so you don't have to go back to last week's check-in to be like, what was it that I said to them last week? I'm not really sure. You don't have to go into your sent box and search that person's email. Like, it's just right there. This is what you said to them last week. This is what the client wrote this week. And this is going to be, this is the reply. So she already sent this as I am sitting here. So that's why it's not an actual text box, but I'll go into one that she hasn't responded to, and then you'll be able to see it better. But here would normally be like a text box that allows you to like bold and hyperlink and add a bunch of things. She's just already sent it 7 minutes ago. She sent it while I'm talking to you guys. So I'll show you that in a second. And then you'd be able to set the next check-in day. I'll go to an earlier one that I know for sure she's not going to look at, but I'll go into these features on the left here before I do that. So what's also awesome is you don't have to leave this page to get any information that you need about the client. So you have all that information we just looked at, which is this past week in a snapshot. And then here we have their initial questionnaire. So any information that we have about the client initially, like which categorizes their style of exercise, how often do they exercise in a week. We also have some, like, how often do they travel? What does their work schedule look like? Sleep, different types of things that they want their coach to know. If I need to like remind myself, okay, what was their goal in their questionnaire? I want to bring that up for the client. It's all right on this page. It also gives you access to notes. So this coach is taking notes each week about this client. So let's say I'm in the check-in, I'm like, okay, I want to add a note that this client is a vegan. And if I mark it as important, which you can see, so I can type in a note here. I'm not going to actually do it because it's live information. And then I would click save, and it would save in this list. The important ones are the ones that she has marked as important. And those are going to be right at the top all the time. So somebody has an allergy, you want to maybe note the names of their children or their spouses, so you can build like a rapport with them and keep really important information, maybe their birthday, or maybe a specific goal that they're working on right now, just because sometimes you can write a lot of notes. Notes really helps us when, say, a coach goes on vacation and another coach covers for them, then they can get up to date on this client and they know right away like what's going on with them. It also is a really awesome opportunity where if something goes wrong, like a client is not getting results, or there's a complaint, we can go in and look at the notes and just be like, okay, what's going on here? Instead of having to look through each and every single check-in to try and figure out what happened, we have all the information right there. Compliance is kind of like it's like a little graph that the clients and the coach can see to see how far above, like this is how much extra did they eat versus how much underneath their macros did they eat. This line is where their macros are set. So you can see here in the past little bit is when it's like the most consistent compliance that this client has had, which is pretty awesome. So from here to here, there's like the closest level of compliance, where before there's been peaks and valleys throughout. So it just gives you like a little graphical snapshot of the compliance of the client overall. And then I'm going to talk about escalations at the end. So let's go. And the log options is not there, but let's see. I think it's because she already sent the check-in. So I'm going to go back to her dashboard. I'm going to go to one that she's probably not going to respond to, one that was submitted an hour ago right now. So here, so if I go to log options, this is what I was talking about with turning things on and off. So here's all the options of all the things that could be tracked. So we have sleep quality, water, drinks, eating out, protein, carbs, fat, fiber, mood, energy, stress, hunger, like measurements. I can turn these things on or off. So if you don't want your client tracking their food, or if the number on the scale is like really upsetting them right now and you want them to take a break from logging that number, I can just turn it off. And I can turn that number off, and then they won't see the opportunity to log their weight on their side. What was happening is, as a client, if my coach says don't track your food, but I log into the app every single day and I see where you should be putting your protein, carbs, and fat, there's this like two things happening. One, it's like, am I even getting the most out of this program? Like, or is there something I'm not utilizing? And number two, it's like, should I be doing that when maybe it's not actually what serves you best? So these things can be turned on and off. Yeah. So you can have people tracking daily, just like anything that you think would be helpful to help them achieve their goals. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and then I'm going to maybe give you guys a chance if anyone has any questions. Anybody? Is it just because I'm so amazing at explaining this that you're all like, this is just, she's got it, I don't have anything to say? Okay. Cool. Thanks. I appreciate it. So that's essentially a check-in. This is the coach dashboard. You can see how, and a client cannot submit a check-in outside of their 24-hour period, just so that you know that too. So if I set a check-in for someone to check in today, like Tuesday's your day, from Tuesday at 12 a.m. their time till 11:59 p.m. on that day, it is open for them to check in the software. Once it hits 12 a.m. the next day, it's closed. Like it becomes a missed check-in, and it'll show up differently on the dashboard. What's funny is actually she has no missed check-ins on her dashboard right now. But what she does have in these little icons is she can actually see right here that this client has clicked cancel to cancel their subscription. So this can do a couple things. Like you can know that this person is ending their subscription, to be like, hey, let's talk about life after this program. Like, what type of support do you need? What type of questions do you have? Or it gives you an opportunity to be like, hey, I saw that you canceled. Was there something I could have done better? Ask for feedback. And just so that you know that this person is like, this is nearing the end of their subscription. We also have a couple markers here. This is for somebody who's following a keto program. So K is for keto. There would be a P, a pink P, if somebody was pregnant. And it gives you like a quick identifier for if these people have any specialized type of programs. I'm going to stop impersonating as Ashley, and then I'm going to go to be Annie. You have a question? Okay. Hey, I think you have to, oh, there you go.
Yeah, sorry. And sorry, I've got my camera off. It's because I'm in my pajamas. It's quite late here.
That's okay.
I was wondering, so when the client responds and sends their check-in in, is that when the 24 hours for the coach starts?
Yes.
You receive their response.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whether it's missed or it's sent, as soon as it shows up on the coach's dashboard, that's when it starts for the 24 hours for the coach.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
No problem. I love the questions, guys. It really does help me because this is only my second time having done this.
I have a question too. I just don't have the raise hand function.
Cool. Interrupt me. This is good. I'm grateful.
So can you configure it to be more than once a week per client for a check-in, or is it just set to once a week?
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to show you, because I should have showed you I want to show you a coach that, no, go back. I want to show you a coach that has a new client check-in, which is this one, has a new client. And then I want to show you, I should have shown that in the last one. Because I remember we looked at the check-in and she had already submitted it. So I was missing a couple things at the bottom, but I'll show you.
Okay.
That's not what I wanted to look at. I clicked the wrong button. So I want to look here. So I'm going to impersonate as Josh, and I'm impersonating as him. And then I'll go and show you. You can set it to check in as often or as not often as you like. What it's going to do, so let's go to this one that he's definitely not going to respond to. What it's going to do is it's going to immediately set the next check-in. So here is like, he's already started, Josh has already started responding to this. So you have it here. This is what it would normally look like, where you see this, there's ability to like edit things. You can make like a little paragraph, or you can highlight things. You can add a link if you want to. And the one that we saw before, she had already submitted it, so I couldn't make any changes. And then here you can change their nutrition if you'd like to. So you can set them certain macros for a rest day, a training day, or a refeed day if you want to utilize that, as well as a fiber recommendation. Here you can also add cardio. So we can add 3 different types of cardio if you'd like to, just as a suggestion for the client. For each one, I think the options here switch. So we can do that if you want to just encourage people to get a little bit more active. And then you can do notes like maybe HIIT for this person is on a bike, or it's sprints outside, or I don't know, like tosses with your baby or something like creative if you want to do something specific. And then here is where you would set the next date for their check-in. So I would click this and a calendar is going to come up. So this is when it's automatically setting it for a week from now. That's Seismic for, it's a weekly check-in. So it's just doing that for you. So if you know you want it to be different than a week from now, you would click this. But normally, like I'm doing my check-ins, I know I'm doing it next week. So I just click send. I don't even look at this or click it. I just know it's going to be next week. But I can set this for tomorrow. I don't want to do that because it's actually updating it, but I can click any of these days. So I can click for tomorrow, I can click for Thursday, I can click for Friday, Saturday, and then I can also click to next month. I can go into next month as well. So you can really set it every single day if you want it to be every single day. For me, for like if I've had an athlete that's competing in a competition, especially a weight class athlete, I might actually set it for that week, just set it every single day. And then I would click in there and then make sure that I set it for the next day. And then they'd check in again the next day so I could review their information. Seismic just automatically sets it for a week from now. And then once you click send and okay, it takes you back to your dashboard. So like we're really trying to maximize like efficiency, where it just takes you right back to probably where you're going to be, where you want to go to your next check-in. So I'm going to show you guys a new check-in, and then I'm going to go to, we actually have some time. I've flown through this maybe because I'm getting a little better at it, but I'm going to go to the messages section and then a couple more admin features before if I have a little bit of time, I will show the client side of things as well. I'll just log into my personal account. Okay, so he has a new client. So all the way at the bottom, you'd have new clients, and then this clock is starting as soon as the client has been assigned to them. So the client finishes their questionnaire, they end up on the admin dashboard. This clock starts from 0 on the admin dashboard, but the admin then assigns it to the coach, and then the clock goes back to 0. So the coach has 24 hours after the client's been assigned to them, not from when the client has completed their questionnaire. Sometimes with like WAG Unplugged, where we don't work on Saturdays, if someone, signs up on a Friday evening, they get assigned, they won't get assigned until Sunday, then the coach gets 24 hours to complete the program. Otherwise, it would the 24-hour rule wouldn't make sense for us. So this client was assigned to him 4 hours ago. And there's a little bit of a difference for a new client than just if you're responding to someone who's already checking in. So I'd click in here, and then I would see some basic information about them. I could see here their questionnaire, same as before. all their information. I could see the notes, but there's no notes for this client because this is a brand new client. So if this was a resubscribing client, I might see a bunch of notes here from the coach that was coaching them previously, or my own if they're getting reassigned to me. They have no check-ins. They have no logs. Like this would have been if they had been tracking in the past. So you can see their history. Here's those log options where once I review their questionnaire, I can turn things on and off depending on like try and meet them where they're at. Like there's a question in the questionnaire that says, would you be able to identify a food being primarily protein, carbs, or fat? And if they say no for that, you might want to like turn off their tracking for a little bit and just start with a little bit of education on a more beginner level before moving to something like weighing and measuring all your food, which might be a little bit more of an advanced skill. Escalations we'll talk about. Calendar can show you if this person has any events coming up. And then this is their tells you what program they're on. So if they're on, so this person's on the keto program. So they're in the keto program. I could switch them to the regular program. It's a male, so the pregnancy program just does not pop up for this client, just because it's obviously not an option for them. Now, if I want to go set up this client, so I'm going to go set them up. And it's going to take me to this screen where I can see all of those options to get all the information that I need about them. And then what's cool here, so I can set their macros, I can send them a message. This message is pre-populated. So there's a section on the admin dashboard called templates, and it's automatically going to populate a message in here that is customizable to you. So if you use Seismic to coach your own clients, you could create your own template. Essentially, it's just when it's an initial program, it's saying things like, hey, this is how to use the messages. Hey, this is your check-in day. Hey, like some information that we want all new clients to know. You can use the exact same template that we use, or you can create your own, but we don't want, like, it's going to be the same message for the beginning anyways. So it just saves time to not have to rewrite the same message. And then it's still editable, of course, because at the beginning here, you can see that the template actually doesn't start until here. Josh is writing like some personalized information for this particular client. Like after you get to know them, hey, some like maybe reasoning behind why you created their program this way, or what you're excited about working with them, just some specific information about them here. And then you can put when you want them to start tracking or start the program, and then when you want their first check-in day to be. So it's going to automatically make it a week from now, but you can set maybe I want you to check in a little sooner because I want to make sure you're not overwhelmed with the program, or I want to check in with you like you're a new client. You can set it whenever you want it to be. And then you would send it. I want to talk a little bit about escalations, but before I do that, any questions about the templates, or there's going to be a template for a new check-in. So it's going to go into that thing that you can edit. And then there's going to be also a template for an initial message that it gets sent. It's a message that gets sent to a client as soon as they're assigned to a coach. So as a client, I'm going to always have, as soon as I'm assigned to a coach, I'm going to have a message waiting for me in my inbox. And in our template, it says this is an automated message. We don't want to confuse them to think like your coach sent this message. We don't like being deceptive in general. So it says this is an automated message, but here's some things to think about as you're starting your program while you're waiting, because their program hasn't been sent to them yet. They have like 24 hours to create it. So there's some questions about like their goals, why their goals are this way, some links to tutorials on how to use the software, things like that. And that immediately gets sent once a client has been assigned to a coach, and you can edit that. So that can be totally editable to your own preferences. And it's a little bit different for somebody who's a resubscribing client, because we don't want to send them the exact same message again for the first check-in as well as for the messages. I'm going to talk about escalations next.
May I ask you a question before you continue?
Yeah, Sana, please.
So I wanted to ask you, is there like a template for the initial intake form as well? And also, wait, I forgot.
I do that all the time.
My daughter keeps running in to give me a kiss on my cheek, and I'm like trying to like keep my thoughts in order.
Well, I'll tell, maybe it'll come back to you, but the initial questionnaire is a template in there. Right now that is not customizable to each and every business.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to use the one that we use.
Mm-hmm.
But we always take feedback, and like we can edit it. We would just also have to edit it for all of the other businesses as well. So yeah, it's already in there. So the sign up process is someone would pay based off of like the link that's on your website or wherever you get people to sign up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would immediately get taken into this questionnaire through the software.
Got it.
It also has like terms and conditions that they sign and agree to. Like we have all of that covered for you guys.
Got it. And yeah, the second question was like, when a client stays with you for a while, goes back and comes back again, like, is there a way for us to like, how do you edit your goals? Like, is it only via conversation, or does that form go out again and they fill that back?
The form goes out again.
Got it. Okay.
So they fill out the form again, and then it keeps track of past questionnaires.
Got it. Thank
So
you.
you're gonna redo your, especially like we want people to redo their goals and retell us new information about them. So they're gonna go through the exact same sign up process, but on the back end, you're gonna see that they've been a client before, but for them, it looks almost exactly the same.
Right. Makes sense. Thank you.
Yes.
I saw a tab in there for billing. Can you like charge clients and they can pay through Seismic?
Yeah, all payment happens through here.
Okay, cool.
And billing, yeah, so your client would just like, you'd click, the first thing they do is pay, and then they'd go through the questionnaire.
Got it. Thanks.
No problem. Yeah, we handle billing, we handle terms and conditions, like any I guess liabilities that they have to agree to. We have it's going to like also resubscribe them, so it's like going to take the monthly payment, so you don't have to remember to charge them again. It does all of that for you. Any like administrative work, pretty much we've got covered in here. So for escalations, this is a cool feature that can be utilized in a bunch of different ways. I'll tell you how we use it, and then you can get super creative with these types of things. So an escalation is, I could click escalate, and then this message box is going to pop up, and it's not popping up right now, but this would be, oh, here. So here's a message box, and it's basically if a client, like it says here, it needs an extra personal touch of encouragement, or maybe this person's like a total beginner and you want to remember to call them or to give them just like some more personalized attention. Maybe they missed their first check-in. That's like a huge sign. So we have an opportunity to escalate anybody at any time, before you send a program, after you send a program, like anytime you want to escalate. If I typed in a message here and I clicked escalate, it would go onto the main dashboard under that escalations bar. So we'd have on our main dashboard, we have, this is escalations right here. So I could go into, it's also right here on this tab. I could go into the escalations, and I could see a number of client escalations over here. They're under review or they're being resolved. And I could click in here and look into the escalation to see like what's going on, like what happened, why is this person getting escalated, and then all of their information will still be there, so I can call them or email them or text them, or really just try to get in contact with this person to figure out what's going on, or to support them in any way that they need. You can also use it as like, if you have other coaches that want support with a client, they could just escalate them, and then you can talk to that coach about that particular client, not necessarily reaching out to the client. There's lots of ways that you can use that feature, but that's what we've got here. Another cool feature, I mean, we have so many that I just like, no way for me to go through all of them. But as a brief overview, this is just all the users in your account. Here is your profile, which would be like your profile information, your business name, email, stuff like that. Billing is like the payments that you want. So if someone signs up, I would click billing, and here's where I'm going to click it here. It's going to like have my link. So this is like your specific link that you would put on your website or create a button with. Here's if you want people to buy gift cards, And like, this is where you can create your different plans. These are the number of different like payment plans that we have, like payment options. And we can set this, like set one as the default, or it gives us an opportunity to like connect all of that information here. Training is for your coaches to see like how many coaches you have, where are they at in the certification program. So like here it says that they've all completed. So we have I think one person that's not enrolled, but they're in the system. It's probably one of our staff that like helps out but doesn't actually coach. Delegation is it's mostly for if you have more than one coach. So if a coach takes a vacation or they get sick, we have an opportunity to have, let's say it was a D is going to delegate, the little pointer is going to delegate for Ashley, and Ashley's going on vacation, and it's going to happen in 10 days for 11 days. She's taking 11 days of vacation. So when I log into my account, I would see all of Ashley's clients. I don't have to log into Ashley's account to do all of hers. So it's just like a very easy way, and we can set it up in advance. It really helps when we, during the holidays, when a lot of our coaches take vacations, we can set like, okay, this person's going on vacation from this time, this person's covering for them. And we can like set it all in advance so that when that day actually happens, the software knows to transfer the information from one coach to another. Partners is for coupon codes. If you wanted to create multiple price points, right now the best workaround for that is to create a coupon code, and you just tell someone to submit that code at checkout. We have partners, people that promote our program, so we want to give them credit where credit is due. So if someone refers like Catalyst Athletics, we offer our nutrition through them. So this would be like a code that's specific to them, so we can keep track of that information. Or if you want to offer like a Black Friday discount or anything like that, this is where you would do that. Templates is what I was talking about, like those messages. So here would be all of the messages, and I can edit them through here. So let's say it's the initial message that gets sent to clients. I can edit it, and I would click save, and then it would change the template for everyone in all of WAG, which is why I'm not going to do that. That will be bad. Waitlist is if you have only a certain amount of capacity for your program and you have a maximum capacity. And so you'd put that maximum capacity here. And if you reached it, a waitlist would start. So you would enable the waitlist, and people would go onto a waiting list instead of being able to pay and sign up. We don't want people to pay and sign up if we don't have coaching capacity for them. So this gives you an opportunity to control your how many people are signing up and what you have availability to coach. Surveys is just to get feedback. So we have feedback that goes at 4, 8, 12, and 16 weeks of someone being on the program. It's like a little pop-up that comes up on their Seismic screen, and it asks them to give feedback about their coach. What are they doing well? What are they not doing well? I think there's like some 1 to 10 scales. What do you love about the program? What do you not love? And then you can also edit all of these. These are like 5 questions, 6 questions, 6 questions. The long one is the actual questionnaire that everyone has at the beginning, all the clients sign up. And then we also have a cancellation survey. When people cancel, we want them to submit feedback on like, why are you canceling? Is it because you love us so much and you just did so amazing and you can do this on your own now? Or is it because we could have done a better job? And then this is the last one for this. And then I want to get just enough time to show you guys the client side of things. This is really some metrics for you to get an overview look of how your business is performing. So this is like total capacity in the business. The total desired, like this is the percentage of like what percent are you at capacity? This is the maximum number of clients you could have. Weighted is more specific to us because we have alumni clients. So it's confusing. I'm not even going to get into it. We have a lot of confusing things. And then here you can see things like value and retention. Like what is your average value? The average number of like dollars that a client is going to spend in your program over the course of their membership. So this can give you an idea of, okay, let's say the average value of a client for me is $500. It can give me an idea of, okay, I could probably spend $50 in marketing to acquire a customer because I'm going to get $500 on average. Every client that signs up is going to spend $500. So you could start understanding, okay, my expenses are $400. So therefore I have $100 of leftover money. I could probably spend $50 on marketing to get clients because I still get $50 left over at the end. And maybe I'll get 3 clients from that marketing that I spend, or whether it's like handwritten cards to people to try and increase retention. You know how much money you can spend on those things when you see these types of numbers. So you can see the average amount that they've paid over their membership. This is for clients that have at least done the 3-month commitment. We can see their average subscription length, for people that are only active. So this is average subscription length for all clients. And this is only active. Turnover is going to be like, how many signups did you have in the last 7 days? How many cancellations? So you can see, like, you can kind of start predicting what's going to be changing in your business. This is just information about clients. How many free clients do you have? How many people are paying you? How many keto clients? Just like more specifics about information about what is actually going on in your business overall. And then this is just giving us more specific quality information on what is the average response time of the coaches, who's the fastest, who's the slowest. And this is just things like, if a coach is responding within 4 hours, we probably want to have a conversation with them about, I would imagine that's potentially stressful and also maybe a little bit too fast and not giving people an opportunity to potentially answer questions on their own. So we can give opportunities to talk, or like if the slowest average response time is 23.5, we can talk to that coach about, hey, are you stressed out or is something going on? Like we want our average response times to be around 10 hours. That's what we want. That would be like the sweet spot. And this is like to show you, it's really just overall information about the business. Like, how's it doing? What's going on? What types of things you can look at. Here we see how many people have missed at least 2 check-ins in a row. And someone missing 2 check-ins in a row is probably an indication that they're headed towards canceling. It's like, okay, we want to bring that number down. How can we engage people to get them to stop missing check-ins? We really just don't want that to be happening. And then reports is like certain types of reports of, each coach. What is the cancellation rate for each coach? Or what are the names of people on the waiting list? Different types of information you might want to pull from the software. Okay. I have like 7 minutes left and I want to go to the client side of things, but do you guys have any questions about the admin side of things that I haven't addressed? There is more, but I could do this for 3 days probably.
With the clients, I wanted to ask you that, wait, sorry, it's gone. It's gone. Continue. Sorry.
Okay, comes back to you. Please interrupt me. Okay. I get it. I am like, I have a 6.5-month-old. My thoughts right now, they come and they go.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you that when I saw in the WAC certification, you mentioned that there's a certain price for like onboarding a certain number of clients, right? And then, so I wanted to know whether, say you pick the software for say 5 clients right now, but then you have like a lot more signing up. Would they automatically go into waitlist, or would you need to like first sign up for like the additional clients and then bring them on board?
So they would, I believe they would either, if you set it up to have a wait list, they would go onto the wait list, or it would show the client that your program is at capacity and they wouldn't be able to even sign up for a wait list. So you could just sign that on, and then it wouldn't allow the clients to go past the 5 unless you opt into the next year.
Got it.
So we don't want to charge you for the next year before you opt into that. So once you opt into the next tier, you can go all the way up to, I think it's 25 clients in the next tier.
Got it. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the client side of things. Let me stop sharing, and then I'm going to, oh, there's people in the waiting room. Whoops. Sorry, guys. I'll let you in now, but sorry for the people that are coming in now. We are actually just reaching the end of this demo, but if you are, I see they're connecting to the audio. If you guys are just coming on now, there is a recording of this call, so I will post that recording in the Facebook group. But I'm going to log into my personal account right now, and then yeah, I really appreciate your guys' time. If you can't tell, I really love this software a lot. It's been a labor of love and sweat and tears and like frustration, but we've been building it for 5 years, and we're really, really proud of it. So I appreciate your guys' time. Okay, so can you see my screen? Yes? Yeah? Good. Awesome. So this is the client side of things. It's a lot simpler. And so this is essentially just my dashboard as a client. I can like set my picture to whatever it is I want it to be. I don't really know exactly what experience points are, but our development team, he talks about in Reddit, you can get a certain number of like points, and it's like a secret as to like what the formula is to your points, but it shows you like it goes up based on how much you interact with the software. So I think it's just like a nerdy game that some people like. And this is how many check-ins I've had in the software. This is my max streak, like the max I've gone in a row, and this is my current streak. So I missed my check-in 2 times ago. So it's my current streak is 2. It also tells me my next check-in is in 5 days. This is information about my coach. I can click here to see a video from my coach. It's like a little interview that Michael does of the coach. I think it just like pops up a YouTube video right here. It gives me information about my coach. It gives me like a little bio about them. Here I can like send them a message. And just like I can go and look at the messages. So this will take me to this is messages from my coach. This is also exactly what it looks like from the coaching side. The only difference is that in the coaching side, there's like a little drop down menu where you can send a message to all your clients or only specific clients. So these are all my messages from my coaches, and it kind of lists it in like a text message way. So I could now respond. It threads all of the information, so I could respond this way. And then from here, there's only 2 more things to show you about the clients, because we do try and keep it really simple. From here, I can track all of that information that we were talking about that you could turn on and off. So here I could put in my weight. I can put in my macros for the day. I can also close it. I can put in my water, drinks, sleep, 8 out. And my coach could also turn some of this stuff off. So you can see in measurements here, she doesn't have my like chest, waist, and hip measurements. She doesn't want me to be measuring those. So she just removed it completely. I can't see it, but I do track my food. I can put my mood, energy, stress, and hunger. And then I can also put in notes for the day, like, hi, like I can just put in a note for the day, and she'll see that on her end in the check-in. It shows up as like a little, one of those icons when you saw the logs. And then this is what she just most recently said to me. My check-in was yesterday, so this is the response that she gave me. And here she changed my macros, actually. She reduced my fat by 15. And so I can see that. I can also reply to her just from here. I can click reply, and it's going to take me straight into a new message to her. And then here is just showing me some progress. Like I can see my weight progress. I had a spike and then it went back down. I can see my mood progress, which is cool. And then this also allows me to do like a little, this is shy. I didn't submit a photo. I just submitted a photo of the baby. And then it allows me to like change. I can do comparison photos of myself. I can also, it's really cool too. I can like only see average if I just want to see average weight, and I can turn this stuff off. I can do average weight based on how many calories, like compare it to how many calories I'm eating. So that's it for the dashboard. And then the only other thing is the logs. So on the logs is where I can keep doing, like, on the dashboard would be just for today, is where I'm just reporting that information for today. Here, I can report the information for every single day. So this is all my information for all of the days. And it also gives me the opportunity to import from MyFitnessPal if that's what I want to do. But you can set that up to automatically do it. I just don't use MyFitnessPal. So I'm not doing that. I'm manually entering that information. And yeah, that's like the main points of the client page. That's just like what it looks like. We also have a mobile app, like a native app on the phone. It looks very different on the native app on the phone. It's way design wise simpler. Like there's not a lot of like color and photos. It's just keeps it really clear as to like what you're supposed to do. And you can see a simpler list view of the logs. So it just shows you just icons instead of all of the entry forms. And yeah, that's like pretty much the client view. Is there any questions about that? I think the only other thing is the calendar. I can just add an event here. I can click in the calendar and I can add an event. So I can add, like, from this time to this time, I can put an event that my coach can see, or if I click private, then my coach cannot see that event. Any questions about the client side of things? No. Okay, cool. Pam, yes. I think you have to unmute you. I can't unmute you. It doesn't let me for some reason. Not yet. Wait, if I ask to unmute, does it ask you? I clicked ask to unmute. Oh, you did it. Speak.
Is that better?
Yes, got you.
Okay. I guess I have the question. So I'm a past client, and so I can no longer log into my Seismic.
Mm-hmm.
But once I'm able to log in as a coach, will I be able to use that maybe that client end of things to kind of test?
So yeah, so what you could do to explain to me just like what you'd be trying to test so I could help you like troubleshoot that idea.
Just so that I could see how it's going to look for a client if I'm using the system with them. So
yeah, totally. So the way that the payments work is it's tiered. So from 1 to 5 clients, you're paying $65 a month. So let's say you only had 2 clients, but you're still paying for 5 clients. So you could set up an account,
a fake one.
You could set up a fake one, go through the whole process, see what it looks like, and then you also can delete it afterwards. So it doesn't continue to take up a spot for you, but you can just set it up and then delete it like pretty much same day. Like there's no requirement for a specific amount of time, but that because it's in tiers, it gives you an opportunity also to, like, we have a couple people that have been running challenges for their businesses. So they'll, for a period of time, go into the highest tier. And so they'll be up to like 100 clients and they'll do like a challenge. And let's say everyone's paying $10 for the challenge and it's just for a month or it's for 3 months. Right. And they'll pay the fee, but that's in the hopes that they're going to continue using it afterwards. And then they don't actually charge people in Seismic. They make all the clients free, pro bono.
I see. Oh, that's cool.
So there's different ways to utilize the software. There's so many things that I could have talked about that I didn't. So if you have any questions about maybe how the software is working, and I see there's a question in the chat and I'll get to that in a second. If there's a way that you would like to use the software that I haven't shown you here, ask us. It either probably does it or there's like a workaround to help that work for you. Or it's a good idea and we want to build a way for you to do that.
Right. Well, I just want to say thank you.
I love the snaps. Thanks, Pam. Thank you for being here.
This is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Zachary, question was I don't know if I'm allowed to read this out loud, but I'm about to. So for the measure, if you turn any of the metrics off, so let's say I turned the measurements off, it's not going to come up in the check-in or daily. There's no way right now for us to differentiate from like weekly or daily. So if you want people to track their measurements, you would put it on and then it would be there for every single day, but you could tell them only use it on your check-in day. That's like one little snag with having extra things, but you just have to keep it on if you want them to use it at all. I hope that answers your question, but if it doesn't, let me know.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Oh, it did. Awesome. I saw it was private after I started reading it, so I feel bad if that wasn't, you didn't want me to read that out loud, but
No, it's perfect. Thank you.
okay, awesome. Cool. Well, I do want to be respectful of your time, and I've gone 5 minutes over. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. This is like informative for me. I learned a lot from going through it. And yeah, if you have any other questions about this, please post them in the Facebook group, and I'll probably do this again another time. Yeah, and just appreciate your guys' time.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.